Okay, so in this video, let us discuss Codeforces round 647 division 2, problem A. We have some machine which has only one register, which allows us to put one variable, and we can shift bits left or right by 3 positions, which means we can multiply or divide the number by 2 or 4 or 8. So these are the operations which are listed over here. And what we have to do is, we have been given two values A and B. If we put value A in register, we need to get value B at the end. We should tell whether it is possible to do so or not. So if we put a value A, if we can get a value B by performing these operations, then yes, it is possible. So like 10 and 5, if I put 10, can I get 5? Yes, because I can do 10 by 2 to get 5. If I put 11, can I get 44? Yes, I can do 11 into 4 or 11 into 2 into 2. If I put 17, can I get 21? Impossible. We can't do that. So what was the solution? What did I write? First of all, if A is equal to B, then output 0, because you don't have to do any operation if A is already equal to B. Now, if A is greater than B, I am first checking whether A is divisible by B. If it is not, straight away I'll print -1. If it is divisible, then I'm performing this. Basically, in this while loop, I am every time checking whether A is divisible by 8. If it is, I will divide it by 8. And one more condition, if A by 8 is greater than B, then only I will do this. Basically, what is the intention? For example, I'll just tell you. Basically, if I have a number 2 and I have a number, say 64, see 64 by 2 is 32, which means 64 by 8 is greater than 2. See, we have three options, right? Either divide by 8, divide by 4, or divide by 2. If we have to divide, we can divide by 8 or 4 or 2. Excuse me. So we will want to always divide by a larger number to make the current number smaller. In order to reduce the gap between the two numbers, we will always want to divide by the larger number. But to divide by the larger number, first of all, it has to be divisible. That is what I'm checking over here. If it is divisible and this by A by 8 is greater than or equal to B, because over here in this condition A is greater than B, then I will divide A by 8 and increment count. Same thing I will do with 4 and 2 also. When this loop is broken, I will check if A equal to B. If A equal to B, I'll print the count value. If A is not equal to B, I'll print -1. See, this loop will be broken when A is less than or equal to B, correct? I am checking if A equal to B. If it is false, that means A has become less than B. Similarly over here, just opposite. Over there A was greater than B, but here B greater than A. So check if B mod A is 0. If it is not, directly print -1. Otherwise do this same thing as this. So that was first one. Now second one. There is a set containing important numbers and there is a positive integer k, we have to replace each element of S with S XOR K. So each element of the set S should be replaced with that element XOR K. What is the question finally? We have to say that is there a number K such that if we XOR each and every element of the set, we get back the same set. For example, if the set is 1, 2, 3, is there an element K such that if I XOR each and every element, I will get back the same set 2, 1, 3. Can I do that? See, looking at the constraints itself, you can say that you can directly use brute force method. And actually that is what I did. Just take the array, input the elements and insert all the elements into a set, and O of n square solution will do. So I ran a loop from I equal to 1 to 2000, and basically with every I am performing XOR with all the elements of the array and inserting it into the set. Now I'm comparing whether both the sets have the same values. In this if statement, I'm comparing if both the sets S1 and S have the same values. If they have the same values, I will break out because I need the smallest K. They have asked for the smallest K, minimal positive K satisfying the condition. So if I is 2001, which means which means the loop has never broken. So I should print -1. Otherwise, I will print I because the loop was broken somewhere because this condition was satisfied. So I ran a brute force method only. I think there is a better approach for this. I will try to understand and make a video on that. So it was just a brute force application. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.